In this course, we're going to move towards a new way of looking at verbs. This way is different from the concept of verbs we talked about in the Introduction to the Grammar of Words. In those lessons, we treated verbs as a sort of action word. But something else comes out when we put verbs in the context of sentences. Let's look at the verb give. In a sentence like, I gave it to him, one thing you'll notice is that we have 3 noun phrases, I, it, and a prepositional phrase to him, which includes the pronoun him. Let's start replacing these nouns with other nouns. We can switch them out, right? We can say, John gave it to him, John gave the bone to him, John gave the bone to the dog. We're still fine there. The sentence makes sense when we switch out noun phrases and insert new ones ad hoc. But what happens when we start switching out that verb? Notice that we can say, I gave it to him or I said it to him, but I bought it to him and I slept it to him give us some trouble. We don't tend to hear sentences like that in English. If you're a native English speaker, you probably don't think that the verb makes much sense in that context. So there's a fundamental asymmetry here between nouns and verbs. The verb is doing something that's in a way more central than those nouns. How do we describe this? Well, instead of defining the verb as a word that talks about an action, we can move to describing it as the essential function word in a sentence. In fact, it almost seems to lay out the central structure of the sentence that we expect to find used, including the number and type of nouns used. Over the next few lessons, we're going to take a look at the number and type of nouns and pronouns that get used with different verbs. I said that the verb is a function word, and that function word takes arguments. For example, the verb give requires 3 arguments. As you continue along, you'll learn what it means to say that give requires 3 arguments, and that those 3 arguments are of different types.